The galaxy had been at war for centuries, but the invincible threat had always been the Xoreth, a ruthless race of hyper-advanced beings. They traveled from system to system, annihilating all who dared stand in their way. Whole planets fell to their destructive might, leaving behind nothing but burning ruins and hollowed-out husks of civilizations that had once flourished. For the longest time, no one dared oppose them. The Xoreth were too powerful, too relentless, their technology too far beyond anything the galaxy's other species could muster. The galaxy had become a silent graveyard, with remnants of once proud empires scattered throughout the stars. And then there was humanity. At first, the humans had barely been noticed. They were a relatively young species, confined to a small corner of the galaxy, their technology primitive by comparison to the likes of the Xoreth. But their resilience, their unyielding will to survive, made them different. It wasn't long before they too attracted the attention of the Xoreth. The Xoreth came for Earth first. No one had been worried. After all, it was just another weak planet, another species to be crushed underfoot. But what the Xoreth didn't understand was the tenacity of humankind. When their first warship entered Earth's atmosphere, they were met with a response unlike anything they'd anticipated. A lone human fleet of outdated ships, equipped with nothing more than primitive weapons and crude tactics, took to the stars in defiance. It was a slaughter. The Xoreth thought it would be a simple matter, but the humans refused to bow. They fought with a ferocity and emotion that had been absent in the galaxy for eons. The Xoreth were not prepared for this. They underestimated the human spirit, the hunger for survival that burned within them. Then came the call. Across the galaxy, every species that had once cowered before the Xoreth now looked on in awe as humans launched their ultimate weapon, the Dominance. A warship of unimaginable size and firepower, a vessel built with technology that even the Xoreth could not comprehend. The Dominance had been a project years in the making. It was a symbol, a declaration of war not just against the Xoreth, but against the idea that any species could be weak enough to submit to their will. As the Dominance ripped through the fabric of space, it left a trail of destruction in its wake. The Xoreth, who had once looked upon the galaxy with contempt, suddenly found themselves in the path of a force they couldn't destroy, a species they couldn't obliterate. Humans weren't just fighting to defend. They were fighting to change the very rules of war. The Dominance arrived at the front lines. It was like nothing the Xoreth had ever seen, sleek, black as the void, pulsating with an energy that resonated with the very heartbeat of the universe. Its weapons hummed with destructive power as the crew of human soldiers, fighters, engineers, and tacticians prepared for battle. The Xoreth's warships, once invincible, fell one by one. Humanity's warship turned their unstoppable might into a trickle of fear. Their once confident and arrogant leaders watched in disbelief as their armadas were shredded into pieces, as their technology, their finest creations, were obliterated by a race they had once considered inferior. The Xoreth tried everything. They deployed their most advanced ships, attempted to outmaneuver, to outthink, but they couldn't. The human fleet was relentless, adapting quickly, countering every tactic. There was no way to anticipate the unpredictability of humans, their will to fight, and their desire to protect their home. Humanity's methods were wild, unconventional, and most importantly, effective. The final battle took place in the heart of Xoreth space. Their capital world, once thought to be impregnable, was now in ruins. The humans, though greatly outnumbered, had driven their enemies back to the edge of extinction. And as the final blow was struck, the Xoreth fleet was reduced to rubble, their once vast empire shattered. The Dominance hovered over the remnants of the Xoreth world as the last of the alien forces crumbled. Human soldiers stood tall in the bowels of their warship, staring down at the conquered planet. The message was clear. No one, not even the Xoreth, could conquer humanity. The galaxy was now a new place, and it was humanity's time to rise. The Xoreth were no more. The galaxy had learned the most important lesson of all: never underestimate the humans.